What is up, YouTube? I'm going to start this a little differently. All right. Na-na-na-na-na-na. Angus. Na-na-na-na-na-na. Angus. Na-na-na-na-na-na. Angus. Want to tell you a story about a woman I know. When it comes to loving, ooh, she steals the show. She ain't exactly pretty. Ain't exactly small. 42, 39, 56. You can say she's got it all. What is up, YouTube? That was a whole lot of rosy intro. Sung horribly by me. I am drinking some coffee today. I am feeling hyper. I'm enjoying the possibilities of a new year. I had to take a sip right there. That is the nectar of the gods. So, great stuff, new year. Already got the details hammered out finally, barring some mishap. The Ferrari stream, January 4th, 4 a.m. Eastern time. Yeah, unfortunately that early, because I have to work at 6. So, and I got to work around English time, which is 5 hours ahead of me. But yeah, that's something going on, and we'll get to that later because I was just talking about that happily, and someone wants to make a super just awful, statement or what have you about it. But hey, what's up, Red Gaze?
What's up? How's it going? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year indeed. I'm fucking hyper, man. I don't know if you heard my intro or not.
I didn't actually. I'm working on like 3 different things right now. I got people messaging me, but I'm like, fuck it. Got a link. I'm coming in.
Yeah. I sung the intro to a whole lot of Rosie. I mean, I remember I was on a Shenanigans stream. I sung, I think, Rock and Roll Singer, maybe. I can't remember. It was from High Voltage. And they said I did fine, which I was like, oh, you never know how good you actually sound, like, in your own head, So
Yeah, I do know.
I'm like, cool. I'll just be silly. New Year, a little loosey goosey. But yeah, I know you just did your year in review kind of montage.
Kind of, sort of. Yeah, just took some clips of some events. I noticed I missed a few, but yeah, these things happen. It was like 1 a.m. when I was putting it together. So what do you want?
So were you doing that when I called you this morning?
Actually, I was on the phone with Vinny when you called this morning.
Oh shit! So you kicked Vinny to the curb. You're like, oh, I got to take the diversity higher here. So I know you're Italian, but it counts as white depending on circumstance.
Oh shit! No, none of that.
Dude, did you see? Paramount dropped a new trailer on New Year's.
I did not. Yeah, I saw you. You posted a video on it, right?
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to it yet.
No, that's fine, dude. I freaking love A Quiet Place. I know there's plot holes or there's inconsistencies, but rarely, like, it truly is an experience. The only thing I think you compare besides going to the theater with people around you is if you, I don't know, have like a perfect surround sound in your home or something and a big enough screen, and then you experience the first time, and it's like, oh shit, like I gotta be quiet because they made lack of sound an auditory like element. It's so freaking good. Right. And I just got out of an astronomy class, which was about searching for like the beginning kind of science of what you look for to find something in the universe, like new life or whatever. So like the idea behind like these creatures and them landing on Earth, it's kind of convenient, I would say, that they'd be so adapt to our planet, but just the idea of like some of their features really was engaging to me. So despite those plot points and inconsistency, I was like, wow, I was just so enamored, especially with Krasinski, Jim from The Office, directing his wife and himself. Think about that, how strong your marriage has to be for one of you to take charge and direct the other one. It's either going to be
gotta be weird.
It's got to be either like a really good trusting equal environment, or it has to be like, I am in charge, I'm the captain. It's got to be a toxic male lead like Adam and Eve or something. God ordained, the household a certain way. So makes sense.
Yeah.
But besides that, you're editing stuff. You got plans. People are buying you. What's up with you?
Well, I just actually finished up my pre-launch page for the novel that's coming, and
Ooh,
not
is
sure.
it is it
I'm
live yet?
no, I keep going over it before I hit the button. I'm like, yeah, this can't be right just yet.
You got 6 months to tinker with it, So I would just go with it. New Year's Day, you got something out there, get people aware, start talking about it, and then tweak it as you go.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I'm definitely going to launch it at some point today. I'm just not exactly sure when.
Um, so I assume that's just been most of your day, is that in your videos?
Yeah, and sleeping because I was up way too late last night.
Yeah, we had a good conversation. Kind of meandered a little too long. I could tell, but it was fun. Hey, what's up, tinfoil hat, Nick? You've been, I appreciate it, man. Like, as someone, I've seen you already with other people's stuff, but having a campaign that's not even like live yet, seeing your work, your effort, it means a lot, man. And so your, behind the scenes discussions keep me aware of going forward with certain things. It's like, wow, it's invaluable. So, hail tinfoil hat.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Nick is a tireless promoter. Tireless. He gets nothing out of it except for grief. And satisfaction, I'd imagine.
Well, I'm one to always try to reward people, so we'll figure out something. Like I guess I'll address it early in this thing. I got the GoFundMe to help my family with, not to be, I'm not going to be too detailed with it, but we had a financial crisis, so that's put my car payment in jeopardy. And now it's like, potential repo. Any of y'all that have aided, thank you for giving to the GoFundMe. We're already halfway past the goal in like just a week and a half or so. And this isn't for people to go find it and fund me more if but I just want to address this because I haven't made a video yet to like just tip the hat to those people so far. A new follower dropped like $200. She's like followed me for like a week or two at the time. I'm like, what the hell?
Wow.
So it's like, it means a lot, and I'm hoping Methgator can be a success, so I'm keeping those receipts. I have a special folder in my email of like, this donor gave blank, and it's like, I'm not forgetting. It's not just to like, oh, I got bailed out. Thanks, see you later. I'm keeping those receipts to pay people back, if possible. So Methgator, like that's another incentive for me with Methgator and trying to write it well, is for you funders, you backers, or what have you. So it means a lot. It's very humbling that anybody would give $1. So
yeah, for sure. There's a lot of really cool and really generous people in all of these communities. Really, there's definitely more good than bad.
Yeah. Oh, fucking okay. Let me pull up the notifications, and we'll talk about this. I don't know if you've seen this, but it's just like, man, you try with people, especially me. I'm always always go. I don't know. Like I put a Nick out for Mad Max, and I feel kind of like the relationship of like what is it, Mel Gibson and Robert Downey Jr. Where it's like Gibson or Downey Jr. was cokehead, a real, you couldn't trust him or whatever, and then going forward, Mel has his problems, and so Downey's trying to get him back for his help and stuff. They're both like tainted, if you will.
Yeah.
All right, so let me share this. Froggo and Tinfoil Hat, they've already seen this, they're aware, but it's just like, what the fuck, dude? All right, so I tweet out today, since I got the detail hammered out fairly well. It might be a minute or two off, and I got to prep Lloyd for StreamYard, but it's simple, clearly. So we're going to get Lloyd on, like we agreed, the 4th, before I go to work, a couple hours before, at 4 a.m. So I tweet this out, and I tag, Ro and Paul Shires, who made the For Ollie piece. And the first only reply so far to it, it's already gotten a lot of love, so thank you all in War Campaign and beyond. But Pocket Jacks, as you see, says, how many gay male experiences would be required to join that stream? And it's like, if you don't know Frawl, you just see like the cover. Like, it's got War Campaign helmet, Phantom Menace logo, Spider-Man, and then it's dead center is this little child.
Right.
So it's just like there's no like like technically this thumbnail's a meme, but it's like there's like no owning people or anything. There's nothing to be vitriolic about.
Right. And it says right there, memorial stream with a child's face on it. What the fuck is wrong with this idiot?
Yeah, and I literally just followed him again. It's like, what the like you can blame War Campaign all you want, but it's like I mean, our interactions have been, I would say, pretty fair.
The problem is you have people like this who have no experience in the real world, who has never faced a real hardship in his entire life, coming out and just saying stupid shit like this, like about a fucking dead child. I'm sorry, this stuff pisses me off. I don't understand what is the point of that. What is the point?
Yeah,
that guy's an asshole. I keep hearing he has these redeeming qualities. He's good to talk to on streams. You're a piece of shit. I'm sorry. You write that under a memorial stream for a child. You're a piece of shit. Just go fuck yourself. That's where I'm at with that.
Yeah, it definitely makes me mad. And even after that snide comment, I'm like, well, tone like that. No, you're not welcome. But we can talk future shit, and then he must go on. It's like, it's never been about respect. And it's like, well, I mean, you can think what you want, but like, click on the video, dude. There's well, I think I showed the actual video there, but it's like Paul Shires of the War Campaign, made this beautiful piece to remember his son by, given he couldn't get a tombstone. So we all agreed and wanted to do something nice for him. And, Paul didn't take any money for this. I didn't have to crowdfund for it. He even paid for the shipping. So he sacrificed a payment for himself, a nice fat, wad of cash from the community or myself or whoever that would have acquired this money for him. Deservedly so. It's a really nice piece. And he's, he makes Star Wars cards, sketch cards for Top. So it's not like he's not, a valuable artist,
in demand. Yeah.
In demand. There you go. And he does this free, he ships it himself. And, but War Campaign doesn't respect anybody. Not only have War Campaign, helped so many creators get seen and funded, but Ro helps coordinate us with the War Campaign artists to do this nice thing. And it's just like, what the hell's wrong? Like,
yeah. So if you laugh at a dick meme, you can't possibly be respectful in any way, shape, or form. Is that the message?
Yeah, I haven't seen a reply yet, so I don't know if I'll get blocked or what. One thing, a redeeming quality of Preston is he hasn't been a blocker. So
that's because he thrives on this.
Yeah, I could see that. I try. See, I go on a limb. I try with people.
I know you do, and yeah, I appreciate that about you. But there's certain people, man, and this is one of them. There's no point. There's nothing good is going to come out of a relationship with this asshole. Nothing. He's just going to be a snide dick, and the second he doesn't like something you say, he's going to be all over it. Like, I mean, who would post that on a memorial stream announcement? Like, seriously, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. So we got Joe Froggo in the house. I think Preston is a Momo. Sure, meaning something else. But yeah, I was just talking about Preston the other day. I was saying to someone I was talking to that I felt sorry, like when I was on a stream with Max with him, because I was like, every time I heard Pocket, I was expecting pussy, and I kept bracing like, no. It's like, oh, okay.
Oh, wait, you mean you were trying to be respectful?
And like the meme has taken hold so much that I'm like, Pocket Pussy is his name.
That's his name. Yeah.
But yeah, it's so weird that you try to like, well, let me own War Campaign for their dick memes with like a dead kid stream. Like,
he's a walking dick meme.
God, yeah. Yeah, we're talking about that entitled POS. Lola, Nick says, this is just BS right here. Preston acting like a spoiled child, so an adult, much less a father. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, we're pretty much an 18 and over kind of, gay meme cult, and it's like give to Caesar, and we we give our memes in honor of Caesar. And aside from that, it's like we only get stuff that's public and engage you if you're an adult, or if you're presenting yourself like an adult on the internet and want to hit at us, then we hit back. We don't just or if you're in our, we haze each other like brothers, like a
Right.
fraternity or something. But we don't go. There's lines we've never crossed. These antis are always crossing the line, but then
For
they cry
sure.
about us. Like, you got the tug, let's rape his kid stuff from the incels. You got this just now at Preston. So much other things I can't even think of at the moment.
There's been a lot, man. It's been a hell of a year. Hell, no, 2 years really. Yeah, but you're right. They're perpetual line crossers. And I mean, this guy doesn't even take care of himself. Mommy and daddy still cuts him like what, a $6,000 check every month.
Yeah,
So
sure.
how's he taking care of any children? I don't even have any kids, and this pisses me off. Like,
Yeah.
what has to be wrong with your brain to automatically go to that just because you have a WC next to your name?
Yeah, I don't know, and I've never really, I guess I'll like a tweet that's at his expense, but generally,
Well, this shit's funny.
I never fuck with them. If anything, I've gone beyond, like, hey, I don't get you, man. You're in Cinestate, which is like Comicsgate ideals put to film, like I've been trying to do with Menace, with Rookie and stuff. But it's a company, Yeah, we got Giovanna in here, so that'll be a good time to shift conversation, I guess.
All right.
Giovanna in here. She is, be respectful. Chat. You are what, 17, correct, Giovanna? 16. Awesome. So yeah, we're shifting conversation from a really bad thing. It's not that you couldn't be involved. It's just it's a great time. You're a Star Wars. You're part of the fandom Menace and whatnot, doing the Star Wars. So. It's just got my blood boiling a bit what we were talking about, so I'm glad you're here. And I'm glad to, it's the first time on the stream, so hell.
Yeah. It finally worked out.
Yeah, I'm glad I could drop the link and you could come in. So the video you were editing, I take it it's done. What is the topic?
Yeah, so I've been having a lot of problems with that, if anyone follows me on Twitter here. But yeah, it's about the John Boyega with the new Raylo thing, how he was like trolling the Raylos, and I just like put a couple tweets, because I usually don't edit my videos. I kind of just record it on my phone, and then I would just crop the beginning so it would just start on my like, hey, what's up, guys? That's really all the editing I do. I just do that off my phone, but I put this one to my computer so I could put images in, like vertical images, because with iMovie, I couldn't put in any vertical images, if that makes sense, because it would crop out when I would put it in. So I use this video editor for my Why the Fandom Menace is Awesome video. And it's called OpenShot, and I was able to put in like tweets like that are vertical images, like in the video fine. But for some reason, when I put it in, when I exported the video out of OpenShot, it just cut out all my audio. So then I had to re-edit everything on Filmora. So now there's just a watermark on my video. Whatever.
I'm not sure. Do you have like? I don't think it matters, but whether you got like Apple or regular computer, PC, but what I used before I got an iPhone is the free version of HitFilm. I would try that because there's no watermark, and there's a whole plethora of possibilities of editing tools and features that are free. It's pretty in depth, but they got a lot of walkthroughs on YouTube. They have their own channel, so if you got time, go check out HitFilm, because that won't leave that watermark, because it's really irritating to have that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so much available, and it's like the full package for life is like $400. I've not bought it because my PC sucks and it's slow, but
yeah, I feel.
Yeah, it's you go back, if you ever go through my channel, my old stuff, that was all in my slow PC, and it was HitFilm, so a lot of stuff. And hey, what's up, Jay? Just hanging out, talking different stuff. We got Giovanna on here for the first time, talking about Boyega kind of dissing the Raylos. I saw that. I'm gonna repeat that stuff just yet. With you here, I'll be respectful. PG-13, but yeah, no, it is funny. Like, I'm actually not against Raylo or the shipping, whatever. Like, it's fantasy. Like, wish what you want. People, like, I was rooting for Jon and Daenerys, and I know like, oh, there's the family stuff and everything, but it's fantasy. You know, it's an outlet. Like when I play games, I play the bad guys, or I make myself a bad guy if I can, because you can get away with it. It has no real effect. So, and they had chemistry, but it's funny that a situation incestuous like that with Jaime and Cersei and Jon and Daenerys is more endearing and engaging and hopeful than Raylo, which never gives itself time to justify like rooting for it, in my opinion.
Mhm.
But yeah, where are you with the Raylo stuff?
I'm pretty much with almost like all your thoughts. I think, you know, people could ship what they want, but you don't have to go posting like, or like your fan art of like literal pornography. Like there's that infamous picture of Rey getting her titty sucked by Kylo Ren. Like that gross ass picture. Like that's just sick right there. And also it doesn't even like make sense within canon. Even J.J. Abrams said like that it's more of a brother-sister thing than a romantic thing. Like it's more of like a Luke and Leia kind of thing, which I still think is dumb because Kylo Ren is the villain. He's almost like her abuser. Not to go like full like SJW or anything, but like it seems like he was Rey's abuser. He was manipulating her since The Force Awakens. We even saw it in The Last Jedi, except in The Last Jedi, kind of Rian Johnson went like full Raylo with it and made it like literally an abusive relationship, like how Kylo was manipulating like their Force bond or whatever. It's just so disgusting. I think that kiss at the end of Rise of Skywalker was just a bunch of fan service. Like, straight up, it was just so unnecessary. I just did not care for it whatsoever.
Yeah, I was like, Driver's pretty good in the series. I think I like. If anything, I watched Force Awakens, and I think this is an attempt to make a like better acted Anakin, and I actually love Anakin's acting in 2 and 3. I would say 2 is actually a better. Besides the sand thing, I think he acted better in 2 actually. And a lot of it makes sense, at least within the plot, where it's like, well, the context makes sense why he's so awkward, I had this feminist roommate in the army training for medic school, and he was always telling his girlfriend about like Twilight's the worst thing since the sandwich for women and all this stuff, and he'd cry about how Anakin's rapey in episode 2, and I'm like, it took me a long time, but looking back, I'm like, you realize he's Darth Vader, right? Like he's going to become like Space Hitler. So
yeah, because Anakin had this whole arc. Kylo Ren just had a bunch of books and comics for his backstory. He's basically just a ripoff like Darth Vader.
Yeah, I can see that. But have you seen the rumor, the kind of theory about his Force healing and why he died instantly and ghosted as opposed to Rey?
I did not hear about that.
Oh man, well, me and Gaze, before this became like bigger trending, like Den of Nerds covered it, and just to preface, it makes sense to me canonically, given like the context of the Force and what has been done, the Chosen One. But it's just like, oh god, the weirdos are going to come out and be like, "Yay, yes, queen!" Apparently, the idea is that she was either pregnant already, or that Kylo impregnated her when he saved her, or that maybe she had.
Oh, I think I saw it.
Twins when the Force Viking held her stomach. It was her womb. You know, it wasn't
just Force spooge via midichlorians.
It makes sense to me because like it could make sense, or if that's like the actual outcome, because Palpatine or Plagueis or both, whatever, or the Force reacting to their meddling made Anakin across the galaxy. So for two Force users that can like Skype each other through the Force and mail each other, lightsabers and everything, it's like space fluids or however it works. Isn't crazy, but it's just like, you're just giving them more fuel, the weirdos.
I gotta love the new canon, right?
Yeah.
Anything's possible. Anything at all. Dream. If you can dream it, you can do it.
Pretty much.
Do you like the like backstories they've given Kylo? Like, or can you at least kind of like tip your hat to them attempting to give him a story with Last Jedi being a factor?
Honestly, yeah, kind of. But it's just my only problem. It's just really the sequel trilogy in general is just like a remake of the original trilogy, and just they try to make him like it's like he's literally like an emo version of Darth Vader. Like he was so cool at first in The Force Awakens, but yeah, so good. Kylo sucking face with his auntie.
I like what Jay says here. He says, "I'm currently playing Battlefront 2. I just killed Ray. That's some Raylo for you." I believe you, but my Tommy gun doesn't.
Wait, how is that even possible? Can one kill Ray?
Oh,
She can kill herself.
yeah. Palpatine couldn't even kill her.
That's the thing, though. I really like Rise of Skywalker because I feel everything we've complained about, it at least made attempts to address like everything with Last Jedi, where it's like doesn't matter or there's no villain. Like the only thing that went forward and built on from Last Jedi was like the Force Skyping between Rey and Kylo. I thought that was I think that was actually the well done part of Last Jedi, was like I bought the chemistry between them, even though plot wise it was like rushed for the story. Like you literally just killed the passing fleeting father figure she was developing a relationship with, you know, but in the same instance, like she didn't really know him. So it's like, how attached was she, you know? So it's one of those I can juggle in the air, like either way, but the Holdo maneuver, like, yeah, that's only possible in like this much of a chance. They made, even though the chemistry was very gay, like believable with Storm Pilot, they like put a hard line, like, no, Poe likes
was that a pun? Was that a pun?
What do you mean?
Hard line.
Oh no, it really wasn't. They just dropped the hammer. It's like, yeah, Storm Pilot is not a thing, even though that was very convincing it could be. So that was funny. Just there's so much. I feel that they JJ really attempted to fix 8 and round out the trilogy and the series as best he could. I think overall is an entertaining landing. Shaky, you know, not sure footing, but good enough for me.
Yeah, good enough. That's the best we can expect these days, huh?
Yeah, that's yeah. Me and Gaze were just talking about this yesterday, or a couple days ago, where it's like, before you hear about like a Star Wars TV show, like that'll be okay to watch whenever. It's like the MLB during NFL season. It's like, yeah, I'm not even watching that because I'll just wait a week for real entertainment. But then The Mandalorian happens with the sequel trilogy, and it's like everyone's banking on Mandalorian over the $200+ million movies. And before, like, think of Marvel, they wouldn't bank their future on the Incredible Hulk with Lou Ferrigno. That's just kind of like something fun on the side. So it's weird where we're at now.
Yeah, it's become the main event. That's so strange, man. Got these multi-million-dollar movies, with all these awesome special effects, and the story just sucks ass. No, I see what you're saying with Rise of Skywalker. Like, they did what they could with what they had to work with, but I don't know. It's still overall just disappointing.
Oh no, I offended CG Raven. Wait, I think we found each other from the EVS stream recently, and I don't know if you're like joking, like Greta Thunberg was like, "How dare you?" But that's how I read it.
That's how you should read it. That's how everyone reads it from now on, I think.
Yeah, man.
Given that you're about her age, is Thunberg a hero to you as a peer?
No.
Seeing her shake her head.
I mean, I appreciate her passion for the subject of climate change. I appreciate like how she's trying to like set an example and show that she's the future or whatever. But the way, like, I'm not a person who believes in like arguing with like your feelings and kind of just yelling at people and like making people like have a pity party for you because whatever. Because she always says like, you've ruined my future, this, that, you're taking my childhood, blah, 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 talking about all those like old politicians. But now that I think about it, like I'm one of those young people that have like no hope whatsoever. It sounds so shitty, but like, I'm one that believes like no matter how much you try, unless you do like real action, like Boy on Slot, the guy who did the ocean cleanup, like that's what I believe in is action right there. But if she's gonna like keep like trying to talk and convince these politicians, it's not really gonna do anything. I feel.
No, she's a
Yeah, no,
prop, man. That's all she is a prop.
Mm.
She's another useful idiot. Look at this 16-year-old girl. Look how upset she is. You should really change your thinking.
Yeah.
we got Mandy in the house. Hail, Mandy, Mandarella.
Howdy, Mandy.
I was gonna say something, but I lost it. It wasn't nothing like sleazy or anything. It's gonna be a joke or something. Oh yeah, I was gonna do Edwin. I was gonna be like, aloha. Do you follow Comicsgate at all besides maybe EVS, Giovanna? Or is that just too far out of your realm?
Yeah, it's too far out of my realm, I'd say. But I know what it is. I just know what it is. I don't really like follow Comicsgate.
Nice. I think you should. Well, I mean, me and Red Gaze both have CG projects coming, so get in the game.
Yeah.
Buy my book, dang it.
Are you really shilling to a guest on the panel, Angus?
No, I'm just. You got Nutro Frog on the house. Mandy having fun. Yeah, you should honestly check out. I think it's still in demand. Mandy's Wart the Wizard. Sorry if I'm clicking on comments multiple times. My computer's slow when it updates. But yeah, you should check her project out. In her channel, she's got some fun stuff going on. It's kind of at all ages. It seems kind of based on RPG kind of plot with this level 0 or level 1 character, and you see his shenanigans. So it's kind of tongue-in-cheek humor so far. I'm really liking it. What I'm seeing, I haven't read it yet, but I'm excited to get it. So besides Star Wars, Giovanna,
yeah, are you into fantasy or anything like that?
I guess I could say like superheroes. I like DC. I consider myself more of a DC fan than a Marvel fan. That's really my only, I guess, comic book knowledge. Fantasy, not so much. Not like franchises. Well, actually, no, not Terminator wouldn't count. But yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I really don't follow much.
what about like sci-fi?
Yeah, I mean, I like sci-fi, but not really anything related towards like a franchise. Besides Star Wars, I guess.
You see, no, that makes sense. Like, I mean, there's only so much time. I know you're drumming, and that was like, I never watched like Drumline or any of these famous kind of like band movies when I was a kid. That might still have like endurance for like band members or whatever, like in school, that like I know that movie because it's like applicable. But I saw your videos of like you drum stuff and seeing like the technical like work with just like your positioning, your movements. It's very, very militaristic, and I loved it. So it was, I appreciate that endeavor, that devotion to your craft. So how long have you been drumming?
I started out on set when I was in 6th grade. So this is my like 5th year drumming.
Wow. So yeah, like where I'm from, you don't get into band until high school. So unless like I guess someone pays for it, you're like behind the scenes outside of school. Really quick, you got a super chat from Mexican Iron Man. Hail, brother. He says, "Hail, brothers and sisters. Happy New Year. Let's make 2020 rock." Thanks for the $10. Yeah, and I hope your New Year's going well. Thanks for being here in the chat.
Hell yeah, that's the message right there, man. This is our year.
Yep.
Everybody.
We got CG Raven and Comic Bob loving you being a DC fan. Oh yes, another who sees the DC superiority. Welcome, sister. It's kind of funny because like I can reference here and there, but besides Batman, I truly love Marvel. Maybe not new Marvel, but even then, there's hits here and there of good stuff coming. I think it. When I was a kid, one of the first behind the scenes I ever watched was Spider-Man, Sam Raimi. And I think there's a snippet from like Stan Lee talking about how like how he saw comics, and he talked about how Marvel, they like to make characters, that just, yeah, they have powers, but like these are characters. They're human. They're relatable. And I really see that, And so when I was trying to explain like Methgate or someone, I think on Gaze's channel, it was just like, wow, like my my character is very much based on just Marvel characters, as far as like insight, a little depth and stuff. So that's kind of how I feel about it. But I do like DC. I think they kind of don't relate well to people because they're writing them as gods instead of as characters. Minus Batman, but even Batman, he's kind of got like this mythical.
He's the guy that can take on gods.
Yeah, no, it's not even that. It's like his devotion to his craft and everything. It's like a godly level. So I think it's kind of the check or whatever. But yeah, what were you gonna say, Joanna?
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from with that, because I feel like Marvel is more like the real world, like real world stuff. I know what you're trying to say though.
Yeah, we got CJ Raven talking. He says, "Forget mainstream, invest in Comicsgate unless you got extra cash for DC, Marvel, etc." Yeah, if you're interested, because I know being 16, I'm not sure what your allowance is, or if you got like a side job outside of school. But I'll just give it to you when I've free time with all these links stuff. A website I've been given from someone, so you can save a lot of money and still read stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. I'd love to check out comics,
including Star Wars.
Yeah, who needs Star Wars anymore, right?
Now wait a minute.
Well, I mean-
Comic Book Bob says, "Wait, there's a Mexican Iron Man. What's his armor made of? El Camino parts? How dare you? How dare you come in here and denigrate Mexican Iron Man?"
Yeah, Raven agrees with me. Marvel's better, but it's complicated. Yeah, no, there's definitely like things I've read. Like, I'm not sure if you ever read it or heard, but Man of Steel, I guess, is an iconic, I think, John Byrne story from like '86. I haven't read it yet, but Man of Steel, Superman, and Tim Sale, Jeff Labe. Hope I'm saying those names right. They did Superman for All Seasons, and God, I just can't say enough about that, especially the spring season. It's Pa Kent's perspective, and it made me cry because I'm a sucker for dad stories, and he nailed it. Just this little perception of like, it doesn't matter if your kid's Superman, you worry about your kid, even if it's not physical danger, because like you can nuke Superman and he's fine, but just like his mental well-being and stuff. And it's like, that's like a cool perception for a writer to even think of. And so just, it's like, oh, my baby, it made me think that, and I loved it.
Yeah,
so you should definitely check it out. It's a short, simple read, 4 parts. Pa Kent, Lois Lane, Lex Luthor, and the girl from Smallville. I don't know her name.
All right.
But yeah, what else do you think you're gonna be doing with your channel soon?
Now that you said Comicsgate, that might be something interesting to cover too. I don't really know what there is to cover out of Comicsgate, but
I think
there's quite a bit. Yeah, there's always something going on. There's always new projects coming out. Familiar faces popping back up, and the drama is off the charts and ridiculous. Yeah, but there's always something cool in the mix in Comicsgate. Like always, you can skip out on the drama and just focus on the cool stuff.
Yeah. Hey, Gaze, could you bring up the Kyle Ritter Starblades video so we can show her that? It shows an awesome CG project.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if you don't get into like vulgarity, you just cover like Edwin Boyette Methwin, we call him, and his drama. It's some of the funniest stuff. Schemes and scams. We got Mexican Iron saying, I also have guacamole and sour cream tortilla launchers. But yes, I got leftover parts from Stark Industries' kitchen department. Needless to say, this outfit doesn't look or smell too good. Oh my god, I love Mexican Iron Man. I want to get him on a stream. I didn't. I think he was on with Echo Base, but I didn't get a chance to watch it. We got Splendopia in the house says CG drama is best free entertainment. Yeah, I mean just the Twitter part itself is hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, we got.
Hey, what's up, Rob? I hope you're doing well, brother.
Yeah, I got Splendopia. I'm not sure what you mean by this, Mandy, but she said Johan.
We'll just we'll leave it at that.
I think I know what BF is. Not Joe Farr was talking about Mexican Iron Man says Tecati's on tap from his nipples.
On
And we got CG Aaron saying fudge deleted and Hoffcast saying he saw the DMs. Cool. Yeah, man, I'm not fully aware, but I'll get the info from Gaze soon. But yeah, let's look at this. Starblades.
Y'all ready?
Let me actually make the focus. All right. Oh man, that's awesome, dude. That's even better than Batman White Knight. Oh, we got an echo. Is that you, Gaze?
Oh yeah, it probably is. Here, I'll trash that because I had the audio turned on. Sometimes that creates an echo.
But yeah, I remember Batman Curse of the White Knight. There we go, the sequel to White Knight. Had this really cool trailer, so I'm like, CG better, take heed. And then you see the Starblades thing, and I can't remember which came first, but I'm like, this. I think they're responding, and I think they'll moving Kevin Feige up. I was going to try to spin it with like CG, but I just didn't have enough material to like conceptualize a full, spin like that. But yeah, man, that Starblades looks awesome. What did you think of that, Jovan?
That was pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie, that was cool.
All right, let me see the chat again. Comment Bob shilling for Starblades and Battle Maiden Knuckle Bomb. Yeah, it looks really good. I just didn't have the money to back it, and clearly now I'm in a bind, so I can't back anything at the moment. But luckily, I got Wart the Wizard before my problems.
That's one problem you run into. Sometimes there is just a slew of projects you want to back, and it's just I can't do them all, man.
Yeah. Let me see. Spindoby's talking about how it's just been busy and stuff. So yeah, it's great to have him in the back or in the chat here. Let's see. Wait, comment Bob, fill me in. He says DC and Marvel slept on Kyle. I guess they didn't hire him or something. Interesting. Yeah, fill me in on that. So I'm not aware of that. Do you know anything about that, Gaze?
What is it? I'm sorry.
Comment Bob was saying that Marvel and DC slept on Kyle. Does that mean like he had a chance to get hired or something, but they just passed him up?
To my knowledge, I believe he was working for them, and he was passed over for somebody else. Like they wanted him to recreate something in someone else's style, and he did that. And I forget. There's something happened that he got canned, I think.
Huh. Wow. Oh yeah, isn't there? I don't know if it's from like Mark Waid or someone. Isn't there like some like clone of Starblades from like Marvel coming?
Yeah, there is. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. Different animals here and there, but it's pretty similar.
Do you think it'd be unlike people crying about Jeff Hicks parody? Do you think it'd actually be something suable?
I don't think it's that close, and I don't know the story premise, but I've just seen the characters, and yeah, they're pretty pretty comparable, but far enough away. You know, it's kind of like, you know, Power Rangers original versus like Power Rangers Turbo.
Huh. Oh, what was it? I was going to ask Giovanna something. Oh yeah, like I know you love Drunk 3PO. That's how I became aware of you. He really talks you up.
Yeah.
So he'll Drunk 3PO. But aside from him, like, what are some channels you've been following, or you seen promise from, or just interested in lately?
Well, definitely Geeks and Gamers. That's like I feel like almost like one of the like driving forces in the Phantom Menace. Same thing with EVS. I don't really watch him like as much as I do or I used to, but yeah, I watch EVS content here and there. Trying to think. I don't know if you guys heard of Sporking News Podcast. That guy Scott over there, he's a great channel. Yeah, obviously Drunk 3PO. One of the first Phantom Menace YouTubers I found. Him and Geeks and Gamers actually were the first two Phantom Menace YouTubers I found out about. Yeah, other than that, I can't think off the top of my head. Sith Kryptonian, yeah, all the other independent channels like Josiah Rises, Mary Mayhem, like a part of Geeks and Gamers. Yeah, I can't think off the top of my head because there's so many. But I think
Yeah, you should get there's been multiple ones done. You should get the poster made by Rookie Critic so you can remember all of them. It's just
yeah,
it's always expanding, especially when we started like reaching out to different channels and stuff last year, October or no, wait, I want to say it was 2018 actually. So wow, it's been a while. I'm going on 2 years now doing this YouTube stuff, so it's hard to remember everything.
Yeah.
So many tangents, especially when you're doing like CG and Phantom Menace. Like just
Oh yeah. Yeah. A lot happens in a year, man. A lot.
Seth Tony, I really like his style. I feel me and him got like a lot of overlap with our style of like creating videos. I'll go more off the cuff, but yeah, there's a lot of similarities. So I appreciate that. He's always got like out of the box insight that's always just. It's obvious, but no one ever thinks of it. You know, it's like when people have comedy like that, I envy their insight, how they can just pull something so easy that no one notices. There's someone else. Oh yeah, Sporking. I actually gave him a shout out recently. I can't remember what it was about though, but he's like the first one in my feed to like inform me on a topic. So
yeah, he's a cool dude.
I'm always here to help people out or give them credit if I'm not the one to find it myself. So you never know, Giovanna. You might cover something and no one else is, and I'll be like, "Hey, I'm giving my take. Thanks, Giovanna." Try to get you a sub shout out. Let's get Giovanna. What are your sub count out right now?
284, I think. I'll double check right now.
Okay, let me get your, and I will put that in the chat. Try to get you to 300. Maybe people coming in and out. So. Yeah. Especially you being 16, like, you know, like that's really cool that you put the work in and stuff. It just shows like a character you have too that other kids, especially today with, you know, yeah, it's on the internet what you're doing, but like people don't actually put in effort. So it's just like just a bad, I don't even know what you call it at the moment. I'm sure Gaze has something.
Well, no, it's just cool. I mean, it's cool to get new blood in too, because, you know, I mean, there's a lot of 40-year-old dudes running around, and, you know, we're not going to be lasting forever. So we need people like Giovanna. You know, we look at the generation we have coming after us now. You know, just in general, you know, you gotta find some good seeds to carry on.
Yeah, we gotta make sure the Twitter mobs don't get a hold of the young minds.
Oh yeah, they're getting hold of fucking millennials and college campuses. Nuts.
All right, I shared the link, everyone. So go over sub to her. Let's see if we can get her close to. We got 11 in the chat, so we can get her to 295 if everyone subs.
I have some.
CG Raven, the ripoff Kyle did Starblades. I don't know the name of it, but there's like a Power Rangers S kind of ripoff that they're doing at Marvel, which seems to be a response to Starblades.
Yeah, it came out just within a month or two of Starblades launching.
Yeah.
Does seem awfully awfully convenient timing.
Well, that means they had to, that probably means someone was leaking shit from Kyle. Or maybe that idea had been there a long time and he finally just did it. But someone he worked with had to have like known. And it's like Bug's Life and Ants. Like the person who made Ants
I don't
was
know,
from
man. They can rip shit off pretty quick, especially comics,
Yeah, but no, I'm saying like, there's something like this has happened before in film, like big film, Ants and Bug's Life. Luckily, Bug's Life came out first, but there's like an argument about who started the projects,
Oh yeah.
all this stuff, and that's another reason why Ants is underwhelming because it came out like the same time. I like them both, but I think there's a maturity to Ants I like more than Bug's Life, but Bug's Life is like tighter net, tighter spun. We got CG Raven saying she's 16th. Stay strong, Giovanna. Believe it or not, this kind of grown ass man game, but as I stated, need the youth sister.
Appreciate that, Raven.
Yeah, for sure. The youth is our future, and not Greta Thunberg.
Check my updates really quick. See what's going on Twitter. So let me see. There was this article I was interested in, and I'm reading it fresh myself. Let me share it. We'll go through this. Share screen.
You say that like you're on Star Trek. Computer, share screen.
That'd be freaking awesome, dude. All right, so Joker deleted scene reveals Sophie's true fate at the hands of Arthur Fleck. So first, before we get into this, because I haven't read it myself, what was your take? Have you seen Joker, Giovanna?
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was pretty good.
All right, what was like the main thing you took away from that film?
Just like I thought it was cool, like the mental illness backstory part of it, to really see the mind of like a sick person like Joker, and like, hey, like why did he like do all like the terroristic, that's not a word, or kind of, but like things he did. I really know how to explain it. I'm sorry, I'm really bad at like explaining stuff, but yeah.
No, it's fine. I think the fact you're even doing this stuff shows a mature level insight in film and stuff. And everyone you're watching, you'll pick it up. Just always keep your nose to the ground. Just take it all in, and you're gonna be articulate. Just give it time. Because I'm at a loss for words trying to explain myself, but that was the best one. Case,
take it all in
how
like
did
a
you feel
Ray
about
and
Joker?
Kyler ship. I honestly still haven't seen it.
No. Wait, what? You didn't see Joker?
Yeah. Nope, haven't seen it. I intend to.
So only
I
me
actually
and
tried.
Giovanna
I
are
tried.
incels.
Yeah, I tried to rent it off of Amazon, but it's not available for rent, just for sale, and I'm not paying $20 for a digital movie. That's all.
Well, yeah, it actually.
That's insane.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it comes out on DVD, I think this week or next week. So
yeah,
you should grab it, just physical, if it's that much to buy digital, because that'll come with the digital. All right, but let's see. Let's start going through this. And this is from Kevin Berwick, one of the frequents we see from EVS when he covers Movie Web. All right, so did Arthur Fleck kill Sophie and Joker? The answer has been revealed in a deleted scene from the movie's script. Comic book fans weren't sure of what to make of Todd Phillips's take on the Clown Prince of Crime when it was first announced, and then again when the director would post images from the set on social media. This did not appear to be like any version of the iconic villain that we've seen before or since, and Phillips liked it that way. Even when watching Joker, one can't really tell Arthur Fleck's reality from fiction. This is obviously a tribute to Todd Phillips's collaboration with actor Joaquin Phoenix. There's a lot of scenes in the movie where it's not clear what exactly is going on. For instance, when one sees Zazie Beetz' Sophie character with Arthur, it is framed away to look like they're in a romantic relationship, but that is not the case at all, as we later learned. Viewers were left with a mystery. Since Sophie and Arthur were not in a romantic relationship in real life, and he freaked her out in the apartment, did Arthur kill her? The recently released Joker script reveals this information. Arthur did not kill Sophie. Instead, he gives her a pretty big fright, like he did to the rest of the world watching at home. You can read a portion of the script below. I'm not sure if how much editing there was after, but I have like an April copy of the script. or like the screenplay. It's really interesting to read screenplays, the small details. But yeah, let's get into this. Interior of Sophie's apartment, living room, continuous. Sophie screams and jumps to her feet, horrified. Waking up, Gigi, come on, you named the daughter Gigi, who starts to cry when she sees what's on television. Angle on television. Joker gets up and walks right up to the camera. Blood sprayed over his white painted face. Here, the studio audience still screaming. Bedlam all around him. Joker on TV looks straight at the camera. Screams Murray's signature sign off. Good night, and always remember, that's life. Well, not shown in Joker, Sophie was originally going to watch Arthur Fleck's big act on TV. Todd Phillips made a good choice in cutting the scene since its absence makes for more suspense and mystery when all is said and done. By the end of the movie, we're not even sure if Arthur really went out into the streets to become the clown savior of the world. All that could very well be in his head, too, which is something Joaquin Phoenix enjoys. Interesting. So before I read any more, what are y'all's thoughts? Giovanna, go first.
Yeah, I don't really know. That's like, I don't really know how to put an input on it, but I do think they should have included that. I mean, I don't think it's a big deal that it was kind of left ambiguous, but I think it would have added a little bit more to like Joker's character because this was someone he loved in the movie, and so seeing him kind of kill her would have I don't know what the word would be, but would kind of like, I don't want to say glorify because then it makes it sound like like I can't even find the words for it, but I don't want to sound like enhancing like sick behavior, but it would have definitely shown more. I feel like to his like despicable like character thing. I don't know. I can't find words for it. I'm just so bad at explaining once again.
Yeah, no, for me, this says that, because the mystery of like when you close, let me see how it explains. So on Twitter, I never looked into it, but I do have it like saved as a like, so I can go find it again in my feed. But there is some woman or some person complaining about Joker and its depiction of black women, because every black woman in Joker, you got the beginning with him on the bus, that negative experience. You got him seeing his social worker. There's one positive with Sophie, and then there's the psychiatrist or what have you at the end that you assume is killed. There might be a fifth black woman, but yeah, there's four for sure, and only one's positive in any way, and that's in his head. And so when in real life, you assume she has this negative like reaction to him. But for me, that kind of solidifies that there was a black woman. Like it's a recurring theme, just like Joker, where he's like, I got these scars in Dark Knight. The main thing is he got the scars, and so I think there's something to take away. Like he had a impactful relationship in some capacity with a black woman that meant something to him, good or bad. But this kind of solidifies to me that the plot actually happened. It wasn't just in his head, and we're coming out of his head at the end of the movie in Arkham, whatever you call it. So I think it was smart actually to take that scene out, so then you're not removing the ambiguity that was purposeful. So it's kind of smart to me. Gaze.
Yeah, I mean, having not seen it, just from the sound of it sounds like you kind of nailed it there. Yeah, you don't want to give away too much. You don't want to put too much on display when you're trying to have like a psychological element to your entertainment.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me check out the chat really quick. Sorry, my computer's slow. We got CG Raven saying, I saw the Graveyard Shift copy. It's called Monster World. Very blatant.
Oh, damn, there's a Graveyard Shift copy too?
Yeah, did you not see?
No, I missed that.
Yeah, there's to beat Smiller for whatever campaign, Malin's released like a 30-day only.
Yes, I saw that. But I mean, is there a Marvel like imitation? Is that what he's saying?
Oh, that's what he meant. Okay, I was because he's CG Raven, so I'm like, oh, what's with the negativity with Malin? That's how I read it. So sorry. Yeah, go on, Gaze.
No, I wasn't aware there was a Graveyard Shift ripoff. I have to check that out.
Yeah, so I think Fargo's saying the copy of Kyle's thing with the Asian cast is Warriors of the Sky.
Just under the stars, huh?
We got Keely Chow saying hey to us. Hail. Roll Tide. I don't know about that. I don't do college football in general. I was sad. I was sad the Sooners lost so embarrassingly to LSU, but ultimately they don't pay the players, so I boycott. Yeah, we got some more confidence boosting from CG Raven saying, don't think too much, Javon. Just say what you're feeling about it. People are very interested in younger viewers' opinions. Okay, Joe said he sent a side-to-side image on Twitter. I'll check that out momentarily. Once I'm showing DMs. All right, let's get back to this. Finish. All right, so somehow he's getting a Walking's getting a Academy Award nomination, and it was pretty successful. And yeah, I guess that's just his conclusion. So that was that. But no, it's interesting. It's an interesting little detail. I'm going to find the website, or at least the PDF I saved. If you're interested, you can DM me and I'll send you a copy of the Joker screenplay from April, I think, 18. And I'll pull up that picture in a moment, Joe. Something in your focus.
Oh, in my focus. The new year, man. I kind of lost my focus in one day. My focus is I'm going back to work tomorrow, and yeah. I don't know. I've been focusing on just some projects that are coming out. Like I worked on a video for Vinny for his promotional video for Through the Woods. He's releasing an expanded edition, which is all 3 copies in 1 volume. So I'm looking forward to that because that Vinny brought that out when he was really new on the scene. I didn't even catch it. So yeah, I'm excited to get my hands on that.
Nice. You talking about Through the Woods, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I read it. I really liked it. And of course, his art's killer. So I don't know why I haven't reviewed it.
Vinny is so underrated, and I don't understand why. He's a fantastic artist.
See, I'm going through MovieWeb. I use MovieWeb a lot for like looking for things to report on or to talk about because I feel like they're probably one of the most balanced of the shill media, if you will, to go through. But an article I'm not going to get into by just reading the headline. Apparently, Bruce Wayne was killed off in an alternate ending. And so I'm wondering if that was to do maybe Flashpoint Paradox, maybe tie in with DCEU. That would have been cool. Because
they were discussing a Flashpoint movie.
Yeah, well, from what I understand, I'm not sure it's going to be that, but apparently Ezra Miller as a co-writer, maybe with Grant Morrison. I know he was rumored at the time, or they were working. But apparently it's going through. They're doing Flash movie. I'm just like, man, I'm not a huge Flash guy, but yeah. I like Flash. I really love Flashpoint Paradox, the movie. I haven't read it, but it's something I can put on. My son's just like, he wants to be Flash. He wants to run around and be silly. And I don't want Ezra Miller to be the embodiment of that.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. He's Ezra Miller. God, what were they thinking with that?
It's not explicit, Javon, just a preface. But you can find on Google the Playboy shoot he did with Playboy. He interviewed, and he's like, I don't know if he's pansexual or what. He's in like a polyamory group or something, but he's got like this weird gender queer, type of outlook on life and whatnot. So he just like did weird dress, and he's been on the red carpet wearing like looks like a weird marshmallow sleeping bag, and like he's just a weird dude.
Understatement of the year already.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a strange duck.
Hey, Gaze, I'm gonna DM you something really quick,
Okay.
and tell me if you know anything about this. This is just a weird person in my feed. I'm just like, what the?
No, no.
Yeah, no, it's just like I don't know. I don't want to like react to this. Like, oh no, they're displaying themselves oddly, but they're fine. Or yeah. Wait, I'll do it through my phone. It's a lot faster. Yeah. Anything you want to talk about, Giovanna?
Not really. I just saw CG Raven said Flash movie pitch, and then guys run fast. I thought that was pretty funny.
Who Kevin Feige did? What do you mean by that? CG Raven. Oh, we got Adam Shawhan. I haven't seen you in a while, man. I saw you in my comments on the Jeff Hicks video, the Stealing Solo review I did. Glad you liked it. I assume you backed it. You're a super fan, of course. What would you rate that, Adam? Well, I'm waiting on that. Make sure this sent. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, hey, do you watch football at all, Giovanna?
No, I'm more of a hockey person.
Ooh, okay. I can actually talk a little bit. Hoffcast, or Hoff Solo used to be known as. He actually one day, like a couple weeks ago, took me to a Columbus Blue Jackets game, and that was my first experience. And they won like I think 3-0, and it was like it was fun. It was really fun. And so you're out in California, right?
No, I'm East Coast.
Oh, okay. I thought for a reason I thought you were like a beach, like West Coast person, but yeah. So I figured you'd be like an LA fan or something. But yeah, who's your team?
The Devils, New Jersey Devils.
Oh, okay. The hockey thing's new to me. I haven't looked into it at all since I've been in the game, but I'm definitely pro hockey now. It's a great experience. Have you gone to live games?
Yeah, I actually just went to a Devils game yesterday against the Bruins, and we actually won in a shootout, which is really cool because the Bruins are the second best team in the East Coast. So it's surprising that the Devils like beat them out. It was nuts.
Tell Hoff.
CG Raven, you know what's up with the Devils.
All right, let me get back to the chat. Yeah. Hoff, yeah, you can come in, man. You don't have to wait. I dropped you a link for a reason. Read and enjoyed it. What was your rating, Shawhan family? We got Jay saying West Side. Hoffcast asked you, did you see Halleck break his stick on the net?
Hoff, you're talking about yesterday's game, right? Is he talking about yesterday's game?
I'm not sure. He has the link, so you can come in anytime he wants.
I guess I'm not sure.
Hockey with you.
Not sure I understand what you sent me here.
I don't. Okay, yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's a long time follower or what, but I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this dude's talking about. It's just weird.
No, I don't either.
Well, okay. I'll send you a screenshot really quick so you kind of get. Well, I'm like, hey, what is this? So check that out on the bottom. And yeah, Hoff, get in here. Let's talk some hockey that I know nothing about. But yeah, thank you, Frank, saying show me some love by licking the like button. Always.
Yeah, hockey's cool, man. I don't enjoy watching it on television, but live it's always awesome.
Actually, in person it's 100 times better.
Yeah, it's really sweet. I was never a fan until somebody took me, and I'm like, wow, this is sweet.
Yeah, it was weird because I'm in Columbus and I've been to Cincinnati football games, both like when we were 8-0 at the time, and then like when both seasons for both teams are done, but they beat Philly. And I'm a Philly fan, but Bengals my number 3 team because my dad. And Ohio, besides OSU, is a very fair weather state for sports. You know, if they're not winning, no one talks about it. And so when I see Blue Jackets fans, I'm like, yeah, whatever. You just like them because they are winning enough to maybe go to the playoffs, you know. Because I never heard anything until they started winning. But oh wow, I got Liam Gray in my chat. What's up, man?
Yeah, Liam. Liam's a cool dude. Really looking forward to Xenotype.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I got that chat still up. I know it gets annoying when people see the same chat for too long, but it takes forever on my computer. Dang it! Do you see what I'm showing you guys?
Yeah, I do. I don't know what the hell's going on there.
Do you think it's something to be like concerned with, or
I really don't know.
Stay
I mean, it
tentative
kind
about
of it's either an implied threat or some kind of bragging. That's what I'm getting out of it. I don't know which or either. You know, it might be something else entirely. Maybe dude was drunk and just posted on the wrong video. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't recall ever seeing that. Like one of his images looks like someone like I don't know if super pixelated or I don't know. I know I've seen that like image before on a channel. I'm just like, yeah. Sorry to hinder the chat, guys. It's just got some weird, you know.
Did you just come upon this? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a little strange.
We got wished upon an ass, wished upon a bitch, wished upon a cuck saying hail.
Hail.
Hail, brother.
I love that username.
Yeah.
I love that guy, man. He's awesome.
Off cast.
What's up?
There we go. Now we can talk some hockey.
What's up, huh?
I was like,
How's
I
your New
can't
Year
hear
going,
very
man?
well. Give me just a moment. I'm going to change headphones.
Yep, no problem.
So yeah.
Sorry.
So yeah, hockey's cool. Hockey's cool. Dead air isn't.
All right, that's much better.
There we go.
How's everyone doing?
Oh, we're good, man. Yeah, I don't know much about hockey, but we got Javon in here, and she does. She's a Ranger fan, so she was curious about if you meant like yesterday or what about that comment.
Oh yeah, I saw this video today online where Halleck broke his stick over the net after he got scored on because he was like pretty upset about it. I just was wondering if you actually saw that whenever it happened. It was pretty hilarious.
Yeah, I didn't. I forgot who broke their stick yesterday. It wasn't Hollick's the goalie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's normally Tuukka Rask, and he does the same thing, so I think he learned it from him.
Yeah, because I didn't see him break his stick. I saw a player actually break his stick on the ice yesterday, but other than that, if they weren't, because I was sitting on the side where for second quarter the Devils were shooting on my side, so I probably didn't see it if depending on what happened. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I saw it happen.
It was funny. As Black Angus was saying, you know, a lot of people are fair weather fans are in here, especially like Buckeyes fans and everything. But I've been a fan of the Blue Jackets for like 17 years now, and I've been with them through every year that's been a loss. And so I can't really say that I'm more like a bad weather fan.
Yeah, no, it was weird, you know, not only because like the Jackets are winning. That wasn't the weird part, but like going in, it's like it felt like these are like hardcore fans. So what was it, like a Tuesday or a Wednesday we went? So it wasn't like this is prime time for sports day. It was, you know, just a weekday.
Yeah, but we were seeing the Capitals, who are like one of the best teams right now, if not the best in the league.
Okay. I didn't know. Yeah, I had no idea about that, but it felt very like visceral. Felt very much like, yeah, you don't screw with our team, buddy. You know, it didn't feel like the normal Ohio fandom I'm used to. So,
yeah, it's a different breed. They won. Blue Jackets won last night. One of our defensemen got a hat trick, which is really weird because defensemen normally don't score that much in games. So that was cool to see. And our goalie, he's like in his rookie year, he finally got his first win. So that's cool because he's lost like 8 games this year.
Nice.
Our main
Okay,
goalie, he pulled a knee muscle the game before, and like as soon as he like went through surgery, he found out he got recruited to the All-Star game, which he won't be able to play now. So it's like, that's cool. I wonder what he did karma wise.
let me click on this, and then I'll show you all this picture Froggo sent me to compare. Tabs
while you're doing that, Giovanna, CG Raven has a message for you. He said he went ahead and subscribe, so make some good videos, or I will unsub.
All right, Raven.
Yeah, what's your sub count now?
I know it went up. I'll check right now. 287.
Okay.
Yeah,
this
is great. Thanks.
Yeah, man. So artists try to get those little humps with the numbers, like the 100 marks and stuff. But yeah, this is an image from Joe Froggo sent me, and you see, it says below are images of both teams for you to decide for yourself. You got Marvel's Warriors of the Sky, which is an all Asian cast, and you got Kyle Ritter's Starblades poster of all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 characters. I didn't know if it was 6 or 7, so I counted. But no, like, what do y'all think of this?
Well, it's very similar. They're both, totem animal based, and different color schemes on each character. It's very similar, although you can see the difference in quality if you just scan up and down.
I have to say, I do not follow like any of this stuff, like comic related stuff, but you could just tell that it's like copied.
Yeah, like the Marvel images remind me of the characters from like City of Heroes, that old superhero MMO. That's how shitty they look.
Yeah, no,
I'm not interested.
Yeah, the bottom one looks just like bam, it's popping, and the first one just looks kind of like it looks rip-offy. Like, even if I didn't know about this on the bottoms, it looks kind of bland. Looks like you got like
War Tiger looks kind of cool.
Well, that's the other problem too. Is like they're using the characters to like cover up the emblem should be able to be seen completely, the characters, so it doesn't really, like, it'd be different if it's just like a moon where like you get the gist, it's like symmetrical all around,
right?
But
yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah, you have a full-on image, you want to see the image, and I'm assuming at some point you will. We got a log in the chat. What's up, Kermit?
Oh, we got some Kermit the Log.
Mortal Coil's also in the chat.
We got CG saying, "Hey, can you turn your notification volume up a little?" We got Log in here. We got Mortal Coil. What's up, guys? Y'all got the link if you want to come in. It's in the Fatties chat. Catching up. Okay. Making sure I didn't miss any thing key. Hoff, how's your New Year's going?
It's not bad, man. I just been watching Ancient Aliens all day, pretty much. That's about it.
It's not a bad start. It's not a bad start to the year.
I've actually just been getting over being really sick the past week, so I'm feeling a lot better today.
Yeah, he texted me. I'm like, oh shit! I didn't know it was that bad, but clearly you were knocked out.
Yeah, bad fever for a few days, man. Thought it was it for me.
Ooh, wait. Speaking of fever, oh man, it's gonna be great.
I got a fever.
Let me. Yeah. I'm going that way. Let me pull this up. Do rollovers. Do what I want. Come on.
Yeah, slow computer can be a bitch.
Yeah, CJ, I'm not sure about the artist for the crappy Starblades or the wannabe Starblades. But Kyle Ritter is the artist for Starblades, and you can help get it past what? We need to get it past 60K now, right? It's the next benchmark. I think it was at like 58K last I saw. It's still in demand, right? Gaze, damn it, he muted. But yeah,
He's
I think
muted.
it is. I think it is a comic at 58,000. Let me see. We got Stupendous 989, new subscriber. Thank you. Says, "Hail, brothers, hail." Simon
Sorry about that,
Sim.
dude.
No, you're fine.
I got
Says,
a
"Hello,
call.
everyone." Hail. Aw. No, you're fine, man. You see, he said, "Just subscribed. How did I not know about your channel? Well, where'd you find me from?" I don't know. I try to make the rounds as much as I can in CG and what do you call it? Fandom Menace. Oh my god, I don't know why it's stuck on this image. But no, I guess it's a fun thing. Mad to show you if that kind of hints at anything. Gaze knows where I'm going with this, even though I don't think he's seen this. Apparently, there was a really good stream with someone I love streaming with. Good time always. I just gotta get through my profile and find this clip, and we'll go through it. I can't believe I didn't have that planned. That was funny. To the subject matter guy, in question, he actually thought it was hilarious too, and he's catching it as well. Okay, so let me scroll through here.
I'm in a lot of suspense right now.
It would already be here if I just had a better computer. I'm sorry, chat. But yeah, let me check the chat here again. It says War Campaign. It's me, Stu. Oh, Stu Moran. Okay, what's up, man? Yeah, Inhale War Campaign. Yeah, if any of y'all don't know, I'm actually having a stream Saturday. We're talking about this beginning of the stream. I'm having a stream Saturday, bright and early, 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll be like 9 over in England. We're having Lloyd, the father of Ollie, the child that didn't get the Spider-Man gravestone to commemorate, his passing. He's a huge fan of Spider-Man. For whatever reason, they didn't allow the family to, and they didn't even like the graveyard. The graveyard attendees, for lack of a better term, they wouldn't even allow them to keep the temporary marker with the Spider-Man on there out of fear of backlash from Disney. So it's just been constant slap in the face. But I had this idea of a art piece with Stanley and Ollie, or Spider-Man and Ollie. And this guy, Ro Kabir, the Gaylor of the War Campaign, hit me up with an artist. And I said, this guy would probably do it. And we talked, and he's like, "Oh, I'll do it for free since it's for this subject matter." And he made a beautiful piece of Spider-Man from Spider-Man 2 with Ollie and Stanley. And it finally got to Lloyd. And so I made a video about that. We're going to have him on. And all the super chats are going to be going for leukodystrophy research, what took Ollie from us last year. But yeah, Giovanni had to leave.
Awesome.
But yeah, it's no problem.
Man,
Glad
what you're doing, not that she left. Yeah,
awesome. I understood you. But
bad
yeah,
timing.
Yeah, well, filling y'all in. Look forward to that. It'll probably be an hour and a half stream or so. I plan to have the original panel available to rotate in from that first stream in like June or whenever, when we learned about this and I had them on. Super chat money is going to be split between 50-50 between an American charity for leukodystrophy research that Jim Kelly is associated with, and the Holland-based research that Lloyd is following with that doctor. So it's good middle ground with funding, not giving it all to one or the other. And it's just here to memorialize Ollie, not let him be forgotten. That's why I've always had that hashtag in my profile, just so when I check stuff out, I don't forget like why I do this type of stuff, like the real deal, what we're about. All right, so Yeah, and if y'all know anybody that's covered the Ollie story back then in June when it became like worldwide news, June or July, send me links. I'm gonna be dropping links to like Mark with the C, EVS, Jeremy, Jesse Milestone. Like, there's a whole bunch of people I'm gonna be dropping links to, and let them know if they don't see, or what have you, because just get more eyes on so we can make money for the research and stuff. Because actually, Ollie's older sister Layla is dealing with this disease as well. For whatever reason, it hurts boys a lot worse. I assume something to do with the X chromosome or something. But yeah, Lloyd's been a great example of what it is to be a father. So I just like seeing him. I love chatting with the guy. He's a nice guy and stuff, and he's went through hell and done it while taking care of his other children. So he's definitely a model father to kind of measure yourself off of.
Yeah, man, he's a strong dude.
All right, we're finally here. So I retweeted saying, it says he has a fever. The only prescription is more madness, and that was author Stephen Walton says, "Look at Mad Max movie talks. Has my respect after this. Greatest humility is to laugh at oneself. He understood this as it was meant to be a satire. Honestly, his commentary while watching this was more funny to me than the video. Mad respect to Mad Max. Hail." All right. And so this original tweet is from Ruthie, who I guess went on a stream with Max. And it was funny because before, I would talk about Max or hang out with him, and people were like, "What are you doing? You're hanging out with Mad Max?
That's
Like,
forbidden.
Yeah, and now everyone in the fandom just is going on his streams and loving it and having a good time, and they're talking to Jarbo and Star Wars Only and Peyton, and it's fun. That's what old school Menace is about. Max is old school Menace. I think that's what people don't get. He doesn't even get it, because he's so critical. He doesn't realize he embodies what we were about to start with. Yeah, let me pull this up, and we'll enjoy this, and I'll get back to the chat. All right, let me share this.
You hit the button, then you hit the other button.
No, I know. It's just slow. That's the problem.
Don't cut the red wire.
Is it the red wire or the black wire? Time's running out.
Why is it gotta be black? All right, so Ruth shares this: the CJH versus Mad Max. Change your mind about the fandom menace. So definitely follow Ruth and find this link. Go check it out. I plan to. Let me see if I can full screen this. I hate having a slow computer.
All you gotta do is grow yourself a sweet pair of titties and start a GoFundMe.
Seems to be a good formula.
I guess the volume on that's really low, man.
Sorry if the volume was low, but what'd you think of that?
He's out of his mind. He does a pretty good Macho Man.
Honestly, when I saw Steven do this, I was like, "Oh my god, he's broken." But it's a pretty good parody.
Yeah, other than the baseball bat, I don't get where that comes from.
Yeah, that was wonky. If anything, that was a funny recurring thing. I actually told him one of my critiques of that video was just I think he did the because with the bat too many times. Yeah. Oh, CG Raven. Okay, so he says, I wonder why they just didn't have one made. Talking about the Spider-Man tombstone. Okay, so over in England, it's like to get something like that, you have to clear it with like the tombstone officials. You know, like I think the state oversees all burials, and so you can't just go full America and I'm just going to make one and put it up. Like they pour the concrete for the tombstones. So that was the problem. Is like he had to get permission. And they told him to get permission from Disney, and then they declined. And the reasoning was we don't want characters associated with dead people or death or what have you. And the same year they released Marvel Zombies of like dead decaying characters, And
yeah, not even the same year, like within a month.
That's why I'm a boycotter. Like, yeah, there's the Disney stuff with like Star Wars and everything else, etc. They're disingenuous. We're gonna fight the heartbeat bill or whatever in Georgia, and we're gonna pull out filming if you don't change because trying to business incentivize them to change their government policies, interfere by extorting business. But you can't just you don't matter once you're dead. Your memory doesn't matter as a customer or as a fan. So that's really why I hate Disney in general. Like, despite the great products they have, like I just watched Hunchback of Notre Dame for the first time, like fully with my kids, and God, it's such a good movie. And I was actually telling Gaze like something's missing. Like no matter how good like Moana or any of these movies are, it's just a heart missing that I see in these movies. So I'm a Disney fan, but yeah, that's why he couldn't just put this tombstone up or get it made because that shit would have already been funded in like an hour if there was like a rally like, hey, let's make this tombstone for Lloyd's family. That would have already been done. But yeah, that was the problem. Stupendous 989. Yes, there will be. I'll have my Streamlabs link, which is essentially how you can PayPal me. So just write a comment or something, so I'll see that and allot that money from your super chat via Streamlabs to the liquid dystrophy research. Yeah. Oh, you couldn't hear it. Damn it. Well, yeah, I don't know what's up with my volume, but I kept turning up. So you can just find that link and look at it yourself on my Twitter timeline. It's from today. Let me see. Stupendous 989 says, I tried to get a Cyberfrog cake made for Steven's birthday. They wouldn't do it because of trademarks. Are you talking about like Steve Dye or?
No, his brother Steven.
Oh, wait. Is Stu the brother of like the guy that's like, was he going deaf or blind?
Yeah, he's slowly losing his vision.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm really sorry about that story, but it's definitely an endearing story. I love how people have rallied to help him enjoy stuff before the inevitable happens. So it's been a heartwarming thing to see. Sorry I haven't kept up with it if you've been tweeting about that consistently, but yeah, there's just only so much I can see as well. But I'll do more. I'll put more effort in. Let's see. What's on your mind, Hoff?
Oh, not much, man. I was just listening to all this. Like a few minutes back when you said something, I was like, "Holy crap, that's pretty deep." I guess not. I mean, what you said was like basically once you're gone, these corporations don't care about you, because you can't give them any more money, I guess. And I just thought that was like, I mean, it's definitely the cold truth of the matter, and something to keep in mind, I guess, before you give some of these corporations money. It's just what I was kind of thinking about.
Yeah, man. Like, it's great to see how this story is really like, you know, at least when we were covering it as like a unit, if you will, a collective on YouTube and stuff. Like EVS, he was the first one like inform me of this with his coverage, and you can just hear like, yeah, I gotta go. I can't deal with this story. And it's like there is a bias, whatever. Being a parent, when you see something like this, really upsets you because I instantly thought of my son just with Paw Patrol. Like, what if my kid died tomorrow? He loves Paw Patrol. And like Paramount screwed me out of that. Like, I'd be an anti-Paramount guy for sure. And I'd raise hell. But in America, you can at least there's no stopping someone, at least initially, from just I'll make whatever fucking tombstone I want. Now, taking it down, you know, legally and all that stuff, that can happen afterwards. But there's people, and there's not really places generally that'll stop you from just putting up whatever tombstone you want until after the fact. And then, yeah, because I thought about that. It's like, well, I would just put it up and face repercussions because you think Disney's wanting bad PR after Star Wars of like, yeah, we made a father take down his, you know, dead 4-year-old's tombstone. That would not be a good look.
Yeah,
I think,
still
yeah.
isn't.
Well,
Yeah,
none of this is a good look.
They had a slam dunk for PR to like, oh no, Star Wars, look over here. We love Ollie's family. Look what we did for him. You know,
Yeah,
it
for
was
sure.
a layup. It was a layup, and they just said screw it. And I talked to someone about it, and their reply, you know why? It's like Stanley's dead. It's like it might just be the simple truth of it.
It could be. I mean, it's just a bullshit story to begin with. You know, you have people dressed as superheroes to go into children's hospitals, and you know, you have Mickey Mouse standing with Walt Disney on his gravestone. Yeah, it's just bullshit.
Yeah, that was my whole thing. Is like you literally could make like a Disney entity that deals with just tombstones with your products, like kind of like how they had like it wasn't Warner, it was like Touchstone, I think, was like their adult branch of like filmmaking. And so it's like it's Disney, they're getting the money, but their image isn't being, you know, argued about with these adult products. You know, it's tertiary. You can do the same thing with the tombstones. Have like, I don't know, blank name company, and then make tombstones, and you're literally selling 40, you know, 50-year awareness, like, you know, arguably timeless billboards at the cemetery where it's like someone goes, you know, for, you know, a funeral or something, and you know, the kids are like, oh my god, there's Elsa, I want to see Frozen. It's like, well, we don't have Frozen. Well, let's buy it on digital, or let's buy Disney Plus. You know, that'll come up in conversation.
I think you might be taking a step a little too far here, because you know as well as I do, if Disney would open a branch that sold headstones with their product on it, they would get nonstop shit for that. But I would say just, you know, allowing people to use those images on headstones they're creating themselves, there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah,
my idea is that they could make hand over fist with, you know, like unfortunate deaths of children, just super fans of Disney, because you got so many products they own. They have ESPN, so it could be like some, you know, sports stuff since they're tied with the SEC, like the football division of college football, not like commissions or whatever, not the government part. Really quick, we got Simon Simporti saying really true. They can't commercialize it or use it to promote their store, but they should be allowed to make one cake. Talking about Steven. We got Bruce Lombardo throwing $5 my way. Thanks, man. Says, hail the chat. Hail to the chat. Appreciate it. You see, we got Stu saying to Simon, yeah, I took the window clean to the bakery to get an edible transfer made on it. They said no. Went to 3 places that transfer picks to cakes. They said no because it's a licensing thing. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Cakes are weird, man. I remember seeing, like, I think someone at Walmart made an ISIS cake, but they wouldn't make a Confederate flag cake. I mean, and like
Whoa.
black people died for the Confederacy.
Cakes have become very controversial.
I was gonna say, wait a minute, an ISIS cake? What the hell?
Yeah, they literally, someone, I don't know if it was a test or they just were aware someone else did this, but then they went like, well, they made a extremist Islamic terrorist cake. How crazy it's to make a Confederate cake, which, you know, it's controversial, but like you can definitely say good people have been associated. Like Leonard Skinner loves black people. They're, you know, Kid Rock, etc. arguably good people have been associated with the Ludacris and Kanye have used Confederate flags before in their imagery. So it's not all bad compared to ISIS. Is like they might strap a bomb on a kid to get what they want, you know.
I'm not arguing whether or not one or shouldn't be made. I don't think either cake should be made.
I'm for all cakes being made.
I think
I'm a cake absolutist.
I think cakes should be fun.
I guess that depends on your definition of fun, I suppose.
Okay. Well, all right.
Well, I mean, think of it this way: maybe an army vet who did a mission in ISIS territory, he's retired or on leave or something. He wants an ISIS cake because he just wants to blow it up or whatever. That could be fun. So you know, it's all in the eye of the beholder. So,
right. So you're pro cake.
Pro cake all across the board. We got Sim saying it's because Disney decided that they were going to be IP renting Marvel characters. This was a stupid move. They should have let them do it, and that's it. I agree. Kermit says Angus loves cake. You know what? I might have to become the cake lord, just like EDS is the pie king. I don't know. We'll have to look into that if people.
I prefer the pie. But cake's always good as well.
I like not to get all Bill Cosby on you, but I love pudding pies.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I like a good Boston cream pie because it's like the perfect medium.
Oh, yeah.
Bruce says it's a birthday cake, not a badly made MCU film. I'll have to live stream eating a cake.
There you go.
It's the new year. I don't actually want to invest in bad food much.
1,500 subscribers, Angus will eat a whole cake on a live stream.
God, I didn't say I would. It's not.
No, I said you would.
Can't hold that yet, but it's tempting.
It's got to say Al Qaeda on it.
Oh damn.
Yeah, no, I'll get it written where it's like K Jewelers. It'll be like Al Qaeda, and like they'll be too dumb to realize like what they just wrote.
You can get an Al Qaeda flag, a rainbow flag, and Confederate flag all on one cake.
Whoa! Now I don't want to get Charlie Hebdo. So pump the brakes on that.
Might as well just go the full 9 yards and get the swastika.
I mean, I'm a cake absolutist. Doesn't mean I want that cake. Already backed out. Sorry.
Put your money where your mouth is.
My money is not on the cake. I just, having fun. Kermit says, "Do I swallow the frosting when I finish the cake? Like just separately? I mean, I like to balance it out with like the less sweet interior of the cake.
Gotta mix it in your mouth.
Yeah, like a good mix in my mouth. And speaking of mix, it's funny. The term snowballed, right? You know what that means?
Yeah, when something starts out small and keeps getting bigger.
No. It's
like this cake incident.
The sexual innuendo snowball.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah. No, it's funny because I'm not mixed whatever, and I just thought of.
You immediately thought of cum in your mouth.
No. It was a realization. Like you go through life, and you're like, dude. So like ACDC, I've had a lot of this happen where like I'm a kid, and I'm like playing outside with my dog, and I got my earphones in. I'm listening to Back in Black album, so it's like giving the dog a bone. I'm like, hee, I'm playing with my dog, and then like I get older, I'm like, oh, that's what that means. And so I just had that recently. I'm 27, and I was just beat, driving along. I'm listening to For Those About to Rock album, and I'm listening to Snowball, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, oh god, like the lyrics, it's like I gotta dig into it more, but totally changed my perception of the song.
Hey, completely relevant. What about let me put my love into you, let me cut your cake with my knife?
Yeah. There's sexual innuendo and stuff, but I just realized like Snowball, so it's like, oh god, they're probably having a good time, or Angus or Malcolm or Brian, they're probably writing a song, and they're just like, yeah, this one time this bitch snowballed me. I'm gonna write a song about it.
that term's been around for a while.
Yeah,
there were two versions of the Jack. One of them was just all innuendos about cards, and then the other one was just like straight up talking about disease.
Yeah, I think it's chlamydia or gonorrhea. That's really what the Jack's about. It's this innuendo song. It's funny because people don't know this, but Bon Scott was the driver for AC/DC when Dave and Mark Evans were part of AC/DC. I can't remember which one's which, but I think Dave was the singer. He just like crapped out, so then Bon filled in and just stayed there until he died in '80. Like next month be I think the 40th anniversary of his death. So I'm actually going to be doing a lot of AC/DC research this year. It's still in Gaze, I think, about one video I got planned. I've had it planned for a while, but yeah, it's funny. Another reason I've been wanting to like meet up again. So Hoff, I want to call you Hoff Solo. I'm actually thinking of this song. I'm thinking of this song in my head that's actually based on Geordie, Brian Johnson's first band before he joined AC/DC. It's called 10 Feet Tall. I'm not going to play because I don't want to get copyright if there is. But
I'll write it down.
Yeah, check that song out because that's kind of what I want to base a Meth Gator theme off of. You know,
yeah,
at least a pitch song.
One reason I wanted to come on tonight is because I didn't get to talk to you yesterday. It was yesterday, right?
Yeah.
10 feet tall, right?
Yeah, 10 Feet Tall, Geordie. It's spelled like George, GeoRDie, and that's for everyone to check out. Get into Geordie, man. If you love AC/DC, you love Brian's singing. It's like Nazareth meets Bob Seger meets CCR. It's really cool. It's a really cool blend. Geordie is actually, looking it up, it's a very negative term. It's like the N-word for North Englanders.
Oh, huh.
Yeah, so
that was a pretty provocative band name back in the day.
Yeah, and I guess so apparently Brian was on tour at some point in the 70s before Bon died. Bon knew about him, so he took Angus and Malcolm to go see Geordie, and they were just so enthralled, like, oh my god, man, that's such a great show, man. You were just thrashing on the floor, killing it. Turns out his appendix burst on like stage, and so that's why he was like having such a hard time. It wasn't a show. Yeah, see, that's the thing though, CG Raven. So I can't remember the author, but this guy who's done like 2 or 3 AC/DC books that I'm going to either go to the library and find or buy eventually this year. And there's some interviews of him that I'm going to dig into. But he's, I guess, an unofficial historian or one of that's pretty reputable. And he interviewed a love interest of Bon that was with him. I think she's American. I'm not sure, but she was involved with him, I think, since the Power Age tour when they first came to America until he died. And she was saying like she was mad that like Bon never got credit for like You Shook Me All Night Long and stuff, which from what I understand, he actually wrote a lot of the songs on that record. And the woman thought it was kind of sick that they would Have a Drink on Me, given that he died from throwing up from alcohol poisoning or whatever. But she seems like she's kind of come to terms since, the fresh, impact and stuff. She thought they were kind of callous, Malcolm and them, to Bon, but I think she's kind of changed her tune or just sees things different being older. But it's just really interesting. I'm really excited to get into this and do some more AC/DC stuff on my channel. It's just really hard, like they even started copyright blocking my intro. That's why I do the Mando music now, the piano Mandalorian theme. Because the clip I had of Let Me Put My Love Into You was from a non-copyright video, like a different take, but they've copyrighted it now, so it just gets harder and harder for me to make AC/DC intros, which is it irritates me.
Sucks, man. I love those intros. Like first time I watched one of your videos just with a
Yeah, that one I can get away with because it's a different copyright. But it was one that I tested before I even actually put it on a video. I just uploaded it itself to see if it would get blocked, and then like I got away with Hell's Bells for a while for like my one where it like rotates in, but then that got blocked. So it's like so I'm always having to like mask new music over my intros. So like my Thunderstruck one where it's like dan dan dan, and, then they got like that pause with the football, the double doink. That's actually from like just an instrumental cover from someone. So that's not even AC/DC. It's just a really good cover. But
are those even safe anymore?
I don't know, man, because Yeah, I have problems with that.
Sorry.
But yeah, no, I going back to the Bond thing really quick. Yeah, with CG Raven, I always wonder what I wish I could live in an alternate universe and see what AC/DC would be like if Bond lived. Because to be honest, I wouldn't be an AC/DC fan, at least when I was growing up getting into them, if it wasn't for Brian. I liked the hits that are known, like Highway to Hell, TNT, and stuff with Bond growing up, but I don't think I would have appreciated them if they stayed with Bon Scott the whole time. It's that like just punchy in the teeth, like bam, suddenness of Brian's screamer voice that really hooked me. And so yeah, it's an interesting theory of because like a lot of the songs on Back in Black were already written. Back in Black wasn't an ode to Bond necessarily; it was actually an ode already to a pub they went to. They got burned down, and then they brought it back. So it was like, hey, it's Back in Black. That was like a term they had for it, and then it kind of became known as a memorial to Bond, but it never really was.
I have to say, man, I love Brian Johnson, but I think some of their best songs were with Bon Scott, dude. Like Girls Got Rhythm, Live Wire.
Dude, Livewire, yes. A lot of people don't know that one anymore.
I have the Bonfire box that I used to listen to all the time when I was a kid. Well, in my teens, I guess. Yeah. What else? What other good ones do you have that were not Problem Child? Dude, Problem Child.
1 minute, Hoff. I'm actually turn my camera on. Just give me a second.
Shot Down in Flames is one of my favorites.
All right, I'm back. Turn on my camera. Yeah, I got the Bonfire set too, dude. When I was a kid, AC/DC was not allowed in the house. My mom would like instantly change. Like, my mom's funny because she clearly likes AC/DC, like at least musically, because their songs will come up, and if it's not like instant singing, she's like Thunderstruck. She always gets fooled by it. She's like, yeah. Then she hears the song, she knows it's AC/DC, like, satanic. She changes it. But she likes Cinderella, which copies. She likes Def Leppard, that copies AC/DC. And I'm like, you're a liar. You like it. You just get some negative connotation with them that I've already disproven. But yeah, I had friends. I would like put AC/DC music on my MP3 player, but I would hide it under unknown, and I would like shorten all the names in case she went through it. And I had Bonfire from a friend. I had my other AC/DC hidden at my grandma's house because she was an AC/DC fan growing up. And yeah, I got the Bonfire set, which is like a real find. And I actually read through the booklet. It's really cool. So it's hard with the shine, but it's glossy. But yeah, you got Bond on the cover. There's this picture of him because people don't know Angus, Malcolm, and Bond are Scottish immigrants to Australia. There was like an exodus for some reason from Scotland to Australia in the 60s. Maybe longer, but like 40s, 50s, whatever. But it's kind of funny because he was Scottish as well, and they met up, in Melbourne. Yeah, it's really cool. It's got the Live from Atlantic Studios set, Let There Be Rock soundtrack part 1 and 2. And it's got this like backtracks with Bond. It's really cool. There's like an alternate version of which one is it? Get It Hot had a different take. Which one is it? Touch Too Much. If you like that Kiss style to Touch Too Much, there's a very different version that Bond did originally. Apparently, he was drunk all the time that he would just ad-lib lyrics and they would just run with it. That's how good he was. But yeah, apparently in this booklet, he would like get blown on stage and stuff in pubs. So like while he was singing, so he was a beast.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
him and Robert Plant were, like the sexual gods of the 70s, the Bulge Brothers.
Didn't Led Zeppelin bang a woman with a fish?
With a fish?
Yeah, I think that's one of the legends. Is they used a fish.
I heard that one, but now I want to try it.
No, it's funny. Trying to think. When I was in this like Viking history, medieval history class, and we went through like a confessional guide from like the 1000s or so. And some of it, a lot of it was about paganry. It's like, have you done this and that? And a lot of it was aimed at women. And one of them was like, there's some specific shit. It's like, have you ever, like pretty much, put a fish in your pussy live for some like reproductive ritual or something that pagans did back then? Like you'd stuff it in there and then like eat it later. I don't know. Or like another one was like,
They
would
like
make,
stuffing in a turkey.
yeah, like you stuff turkey yourself with the fish, and then you make
A fish oil's good for you, so maybe
if
that's why.
you really want to smell like fish, just become a pagan.
Or there was another one where it's like, have you ever made bread and honey that was smeared on your ass and then cooked it?
Yes.
This is some weird shit. Like, what were they thinking?
They were just bored, man. That's where most of this shit comes from. People were bored.
Yeah,
I've never been that bored.
my coffee cup today is a not old, but old for me, Army canteen holder that doubles as like a soup cup. So yeah, if you're wondering like, what the hell is he drinking from?
If you're gonna turn on your camera, you should really be drinking out of your Black Angus mug.
Oh, I even got a better one. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Samurai Vader just entered the chat. Says, "What the fuck?" I concur.
Same here. I'm just here.
I guess I'm not that well read on these pagan rituals.
Neither am I. I didn't know anything about that. I know a little bit about rock and rollers' sexual lives, just from watching documentaries and whatnot. But
yeah, man,
I don't know anything about pagans and whatnot.
Oh lordy, you okay over there, Angus?
I should.
Yeah.
Watch Aliens.
Here we go. Got milk. Yeah, CG Raven, I agree. Says most propaganda on TV is more satanic than 80s, 90s. I'm not even concerned if anything's satanic or not because I'm an atheist, but I appreciate a lot of religion and their insight. Mainly Christendom. That's what I know. That's what I grew up with. There's a lot of overlap with my atheism with Christendom. But no, I know what you mean. There's definitely a lot of propaganda. But oops, got a call. I will be right back. Gaze, take over.
Oh yeah, man. I thought he had wind chimes in there. So
yeah, me too.
yeah, what's your favorite pagan ritual, Hoff?
I guess the one about smearing honey on your ass or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. I mean, you say you were never that bored, but we got a lot of stuff today that these poor folks didn't have back in the day. It was pretty much either working the land, hunting, or fucking.
That's true. That's true. I mean, yeah, they had like games back then, but like they had like old school marbles where it was just rocks or something. Who knows? But I think I'd rather chisel something than take part in any of these rituals or whatever.
Yeah, probably. And they had the storytelling that I find fascinating because like nobody does that anymore, especially people who are supposed to be doing it professionally in Hollywood.
It's true. I just think most stories have already been told. It's hard to come up with anything new nowadays. It's actually interesting.
It is hard, but it's also possible.
Yeah. Have you ever watched Twin Peaks?
I've not actually. Yeah, I get a lot of shit for that.
I was rewatching the third season recently because I just got the box set with them all, and man, it's just so good. It's so good. You gotta check it out sometime.
Sorry, what's the topic at hand? And those chimes were my phone. That was.
Oh, I'm talking about how there's not like original stories nowadays. It's hard to write something appealing that's an original story but still good. And I was talking about how like Twin Peaks, like the most recent season, probably the last season that came out a couple years ago, I was rewatching past couple of nights, and it's just phenomenal. It's definitely completely original.
I don't know. I feel everything has been told, and we just forget it. It gets lost. Like everything's been done, or it's just been built off of, and there's like a little wrinkle that's new or delivered a kind of an unfound way or a forgotten way. So it doesn't bother me that much.
Well, Twin Peaks doesn't really have like it has a couple arcs throughout the seasons, but a lot of stuff is just kind of almost random with just like you trying to find your own meaning behind it. It's something if you haven't seen, you kind of got to watch and check out for yourself because it's crazy.
Yeah, we got North American Ham Rammer in the chat. Everyone go to his channel. He says, not to mention pagan is an umbrella term that encompasses tribes from Rome to Russian areas to Germania and Scandinavia over thousands of years. Yeah, I agree. It's a generally negative term. I don't really mean it negative, but I get the offense. Yeah, hell, man. I haven't caught up with your recent content, but I have seen you in my feed. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. You got like a leather tool, what have you. I'm not sure what it is, but I know you work with leather. Seeing that, so yeah, he's got good stuff. We've had conversation about Phantom Menace versus Comicsgate and if they're the same or not. Lively but respectful, and I appreciate the conversation and what you offer to the Menace. I think more people should be watching you.
Yeah, I think so too. I saw that video that you posted in our chat a while back, and that got me intrigued. You know, I like what he has to say. I would like to hear him say more, man. Get that channel bumping.
Yeah. We got Edward Marlis saying, "Hail, Angus and Red." Yeah, what's up, man?
What's up, Edward
Thanks,
Marlis?
Edward.
Specifically, fuck off.
That's what he meant to say. He was just trying to be nice about it.
Yeah. We got, okay, this is interesting. No, I'll totally address this. You don't have to apologize at all, CG Raven. I understand the not resolve, that's not the right word, but just the devotion to an ideal. And in some ways, being an atheist is an entrenched ideal. But I'm very much like a science-based guy. And it's not to say like, oh, well, like some of these kind of ad hominem, I think is the term, kind of arguments that people just kind of throw around, or oh, people die horribly, so fuck God. You know, none of that stuff. I don't go into that. But there is.
I was gonna say I used to consider myself atheist, but I'm more agnostic now, I guess. More like I don't know.
Yeah,
know
no,
what's going on.
my atheism is like Dawkins made a scale 1 to 7, and he himself puts himself at a 6, and I agree with the 6. And that definition is like open to the possibility of a God, but like there's nothing proving it. But there's like at least a mathematical kind of probability. Like there could be something. You know, you can't disprove, or everything, but a lot of the arguments you can look at and be like, depending on how you see things, you can definitely argue against or for God. But it's up to the theist to prove it. So the burden of proof lies on you. But for whatever reason, it usually gets turned around, at least in kind of Judeo-Christian arguments. But a big thing for me is the the Uri Miller experiment. So this happened in like the 50s or 60s. There was a professor and his student. They took what was presumed to be the main elements of the Earth in high probability in the atmosphere or what have you on the surface during like the primordial soup, and they try to recreate that in a small setting with like a chemistry set. So they had like a burner and a condenser, and it would like cycle through. And they left it burning for a week. They came back and it was just black tar, and they analyzed it. And what they created with like the conditions to try to replicate on a small scale was lipids, things that cells are built from. And so it's like, subatomic or molecular, whatever distinction you give it specifically. But yeah, they made those building blocks like in a week on accident. And so that kind of validates that, that argument, like nothing can come from, like the complexity can't come from just chaos, but chemistry gives plausibility that in fact it can. Now, things before the Big Bang or whatever, which was found by, a Christian Catholic astronomer, that theory, what came before, or does it matter? All those things is like, well, we don't know, and even that's still a theory just because we don't have the scope to prove it. But that's kind of a big thing that I kind of base my belief in. It's solely evolution, solely just, chemistry and stuff. Like whatever came before, I don't know. It doesn't really matter day to day, and I just don't see the existence. But yeah, I like to have these conversations. A lot of people shy away, or they're like, we're just in a bad culture now where you can't have conversation anymore about this stuff. And agree to disagree, but engage each other about your specifics, and be challenged or challenge others.
Yeah, I agree. It's difficult to talk about. Nobody wants to talk about it because it's an uncomfortable conversation, like politics. But I do take a little bit of issue with saying like it's up to the theist to prove it, because it's something, it's something that's improvable. Really, it's something you kind of feel and just know. It's kind of like, I'm gonna say something that no one has probably ever said before. It's kind of like saying someone has to prove that they just farted. Everybody knows, it's there. You can smell it, but how are you going to prove who did it? How are you going to prove that? You can't prove that you just farted, especially if it was silent but deadly. It's in the air, and then you might have one person in the room that says, "Well, that's just they spread shit in the fields outside." That's obviously what it is. That fart can't possibly exist. That's not a fart. It's just the smell coming from somewhere else.
If you're defending religion, I don't know if you're defending it or insulting it right now.
Oh no, yeah, this is definitely a defense. This is full on defense.
You're comparing it to a fart.
Yeah, man.
Well, no. The reason I say it's just like a simple for any argument. It's like when you're affirming that something exists or it is this way. Like the burden of proof is like you're saying a positive, like this is here or it's not, or that it's here. So it's like, well, prove it. And so that's
talking about faith, I think, and what people.
Yeah, no, I get the faith thing. But
yeah, for sure. Like it's something that's impossible to prove, obviously. So I just think burden of proof, especially in this, is a lazy argument. And there's no, I don't know. I mean, I don't feel like it should be an argument. You believe what you believe, and you shouldn't really be torn down for it.
Yeah, I don't like live off of that, but it's like the argument's always turned to like, well, prove he doesn't exist. And it's like, wait a minute, you're the one saying there is something here. It's like it's like there's where is it? Like show me something. That's kind of I don't base anything off of like I don't live my life off of the burden of proof argument necessarily, but that is kind of the ownership for whatever reason it gets turned around the other way. And
well, I think everybody does that in every argument. They demand proof from the other side.
Yeah, or it's like, oh, the evidence is there on Google for X thing. It's like, but you're the one saying it, so like, show me. Like, it's not for me to research what you're attesting to, and that's for any argument.
Can't really trust what I have to say because I watch Ancient Aliens.
Let me see. CG Raymond says, have I ever heard the analogy of the bug crawling through the beautifully designed Egyptian rug? No. Let me know about that. Or you can DM me that at Angus Reviews. So I will be ending this soon. Got Vossen Kasi, I hope I'm saying that correctly, says, who smelt it, dealt it.
There you have it.
Okay, you know what? It just came me in on something. I'm a plumber apprentice, so I'm going to class every Tuesday. I got a 2-week break right now till the second half this year, but I was looking at my binder for class, and I write more than just the class stuff. And I wrote a note to myself for I assume a joke, a Twitter thing, or a YouTube thing, whatever it was. I can't recall. It didn't key me in like it normally does, but I wrote, whoever smelt it, dealt it. And then like the next thought is #me too.
Oh, you didn't hashtag blame more campaign?
No, I know I was going to make some sort of joke about farts and Me Too or something, but like I don't know where I was going with it. So I'm just like, what was I thinking? Like, come back to me,
Yeah.
I hate that. Usually the keywords work for me. It did not this time.
Yeah. North American Hammer makes a good point. He says, I've also noticed most people can't separate the existence of a god from religion. Every religion could be wildly wrong and a god can still exist. See, I'm down with that because I am religious, but I don't really get down with organized religion because it just kind of becomes a clique, a club, and it's thought police. You get thought police there as well. So I stray away from that. I'm just kind of my own being who believes what I want to.
So I was having this conversation the other day with Philip Plumbers. We're talking about faith stuff, and this guy's like, well, I don't know about like church and anything. I really hate church, and I'm like, I'm not a great guy or anything, but he's like, this is real, man, because look at me, who I am. This is making me cry talking about this experience. I'm like, well, I believe you believe it's true. And that's like for you. And I didn't mean that in an insulting way. I believe that is his truth. And for me, it's not. But how would I say this?
Just like Obi-Wan Kenobi, man. All the truths that we cling to
Point-
depend greatly on our own point of view.
Yeah, it's all about perspective and point of view. I think it's ultimately, it doesn't really matter if it's real or not. It's how you use it, what your faith gives you. If, I think even if like your faith is true or something, like what's the point of existence if like you're believing like just like fundamental extreme terrorist kind of viewpoint, like if you're thinking of like the Islam perspective from that specific group within, or like just the fire and brimstone or everything, you'd be scared of everything because everything's a sin, in the Christian realm, or anything like that, where it just gets so extremist and focused on like these kind of hard black and whites of the world. It's like it's all the complexity of life and nuance, and like the stories of like in the Christian perspective, like Hitler could be in heaven. He could have at last second before he died of cyanide could have been like, oh God, what did I do? And he could be in heaven for all we know within that
Pulled a straight up Darth Vader.
Yeah, exactly. And like that's way more compelling and interesting. And I'd rather live off of something like that complexity than, it's like you're gay, you're burning in hell because it's really
Fight
just
the rainbow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like I think it's all about perspective, and there's perspectives I can respect, even whether For me, I talk in analogies sometimes in real life about like from the Bible, still, because there's great talking points or great analogies from the Bible, regardless if I believe the God or whatever that this ideas come from and written about through these authors. They're great teaching tools. So that's kind of where I am at with religion, faith, etc. But no, I'm totally open to talk to people. There's actually, I've planned a long time. I've just never got back to rereading it to get all my notes ready. But I was going to do a two-parter of like kind of introducing Catholicism, and then like going over like key points and stuff. I hate when people say you worship Mary. It's like no, don't worship saints. Everything's built to lead to Christ. That's the whole point of like all the imagery, all the intercessory prayers. It's all reverts back to Christ. However you feel about that, whatever, but that's the whole point. So it's going to clear up misconceptions and stuff. And then the second part was going to be reviewing and kind of countering this book called To Change the Church. There's this guy who grew up, I think, Episcopalian. He converted in his teenage years to Catholicism, much like my family story. But he's still faithful and believes in the tenets or what have you of the Pope and his office, despite coming to terms questioning it severely and being critical of the Pope, that being Francis, and the moves he's making in the church, while still believing in those tenets of infallibility. Infallibility doesn't mean he's a perfect man. It means he can't fuck up dogma against what God intends. That's what that means. There's a shield. Doesn't matter if you believe it or not. I'm just clarifying so people understand. But yeah, this author is struggling with it, seeing what Francis is doing, seeing the responses he gives, the vagueness, things that seem to question the existence. There's a lot of red tape to being Pope. It's not like you can just decree something because it all is retroactive. That means, well, this Pope said the complete opposite, but you're all popes. So so there's a lot of red tape to being a Pope and doing anything. So hands are really tied with making it like thread the needle with any doctrines. But yeah, this guy is still a believer. Pope Francis is a big part of my kind of fall from Catholicism, and then eventually just seeing a lot of questions about the big picture of like Christian talking points, regardless of denomination, and then religion later on. So I thought about giving that just kind of be a testimonial of like, well, here's my perspective and why I am X and stuff, but not being derogatory necessarily to Christendom. Because I've started my channel, I intend it still to be film, football, philosophy. It's just I've pretty much just focused on film to stay up to date with stuff, because everything else takes a lot of time and investment.
Yeah.
And you either go through being an atheist. You either go through being a layman, and then people say you're an idiot because you're not referencing articles or works of art or whatever, or you do it like collegiate style and really reference everything, but then you're pompous, to your audience that disagrees. So there's no real winning compared to if I was religious and saying X. I could be a layman and just say things simply, and you're like, cool. Or I could be very complex and you'd still be like, cool, but I don't get it. Oh, so C.G. Raven is Catholic. Yeah, if I was to be Christian, that's the faith I believe in, because that's the epicenter as far as denominations go. Let me see. We got I saw that. We got Stony Make Internet Juice saying he's the only one that promotes the Aryan faith. And I think you mean like white nationalist Aryan, but like Christian history.
Yeah, you said that out loud, and I was like, "What?"
No, I know what he means. I know it was like a argued heresy of the past. Oh wow, Stupendous says, "Did you see the video of the woman smacking that woman's, or the Pope smacking that woman's hand when she grabbed him?" No, I haven't.
I haven't either. This Pope's a joke, though.
Yeah,
the last few have been.
He's very much like, I love John Paul II. Ratzinger, when you actually dig into him a bit, because this guy did the book I'm talking about, he actually digs into all three popes because they're all kind of intertwined. Ratzinger actually was doing stuff, trying to manage things, but things definitely didn't work out PR wise for sure. But he was trying to do things while still he was trying to take care of things in the background the right way, but he just it didn't work out. I'm not sure how good to get into that. Like, I think some of the Pennsylvania stuff that happened and Vatican stuff, like, he was looking into that, but it's just like trying to maintain like a PR standpoint, because anything Catholics do with priests, because they're not married, well, that means they're pedophiles or they're all gay or whatever. Those conspiracies and stuff, that get hyper analyzed when you're not allowed to be married as a tenet. So yeah, I have a bit more sympathy for Ratzinger now that I'm older and I've seen a little more in-depth analysis from writers, but it definitely mismanaged his papacy, and doesn't look good when you just I'm going to quit being Pope.
Right.
And the whole Nazi youth thing is just it's unfortunate, especially today. But I'm gonna let y'all show y'all's channels. I actually got to get going, unfortunately, but I love this conversation we're having. Thanks to CG Raven. So Hoff, if you want to go first.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me on, man. Great time. Gaze, always good talking to you. If you want to check out my channel, you can. I haven't done anything recently, really, but I got things. I got ideas for things. Yeah, just look up Hoffcast. Logo should come up. Yeah, thank you. Good talking to you guys. Have a good night and a happy New Year.
Yeah, CG Raven, we'll have to have you on the show sometimes if you want to talk. Like, you might say things I'm just like totally uneducated about and can't really reply to. You sound like you really invest in this stuff and know a lot from your comments. Really appreciate you taking this totally different direction, but interesting and lively. Red Gaze.
Yeah, for sure. As always, get on board with that Gaze agenda. Come join the Gaze community. It's a new year, man. So we're gonna be kicking off some shit. We're gonna be focusing less on what the big guys are doing in Disney and Marvel and DC and all that crap, and much more on smaller independent projects. And I hope to see more of that coming. So we're going to try to cover as much of that as possible. Angus here got Meth Gator in the works. About to launch a novel here shortly. So just keep an eye.
Yeah. Thank you all for joining. Check out there's a previous video or two where I show a link to Meth Gator and stuff, this promo thing I'm doing. Check that out. Thank you all for coming again. Thanks for the chat and the conversation. See you all soon. Definitely see you probably Friday night and for sure Saturday morning before I go to work for the Ferrari Memorial stream. Thanks again. Talk to you all later.
Peace. Oh, he done did it. Later. Hail the chat.